Also, I do this new fun thing now when I read Reddit comments, because some Reddit comments are so Reddit pilled that they're hard to read. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you just go to a random Reddit section, it's like, it's very Reddit. So what I do to make it more enjoyable is I read it in Squeaks' voice. And I want to preface, that sounds very mean towards Squeaks. Squeaks' normal voice is very sweet and genuine and nice. But Squeaks' voice when he says problem, that voice. Squeaks' problem voice. So anyway, there's some real bullshit posts on Reddit. That's what I read. In fact, I have a good example of one because there was a big post about how this guy in Indonesia, this basketball player in Indonesia, could face the death penalty because he smuggled in weed edibles. So I just read all these comments. He told the police during interrogation that he wanted to share the cannabis candy with fellow basketball players. So he smuggled drugs with the intent to distribute them. And told police about it. Good luck. Good luck. Yeah, so good luck with that. You're on the death penalty. That's going to be a problem. But I looked into this. This is true. This is true. That's not funny. It's not funny, but it is genuinely true. Jared Shaw, who's a basketball player in Indonesia, professional basketball player, got arrested for smuggling weed into the country. And Indonesia is incredibly strict against drugs. So the big flashy title is Jared Shaw, Dallas native and basketball player in Indonesia, could face death penalty over cannabis candy, that's very serious. I don't mean to laugh, but it's a crazy article title. If you're a journalist, that's a hell of a headline. The police seized 132 pieces of cannabis candies. I'm trying to 132 pieces. 132 is a lot. It's not even that much. I was thinking about it. So it's about like 900 grams of edibles. So it's a little under a kilo. It's definitely a lot. It's definitely a lot, to be clear. But I think it's too little to, like, you're not selling it. Like, it's not to make money, I don't think. It's too little for that. It's too much for an individual. No. Hold up. Everybody pause. It's not 900 grams of THC. It's 900 grams of edibles. The amount of THC, it's 132 pieces. You can assume 10 milligrams a piece, most likely. You know, you're sitting at way less THC. Sometimes it's 200 a piece. I guess I don't know the exact amount of THC, but it's definitely not like, we're not talking this like this is a weed kingpin who is spreading, edibles across Indonesia. It's 132, bro. That covers like one Arizona State University frat for about a week. That covers Shake Drizzle for about 2 video edits. And then that's it. And then he's out. But it was, here's what I imagine. I imagine Jared Shaw, likes weed too much. This was stupid. There's no argument against what he did being incredibly dumb. It is quite known how strict Indonesia's laws are against drugs. And how he got the cannabis into the country was also dumb. Because he just shipped a kilo of it from Thailand. He literally bought it online and shipped 2 pounds of weed to his house. He basically fucking DoorDashed it. Like, if you're gonna try to smuggle it in the country, at least do the dirty work of personally smuggling, I think. You can't Amazon Prime that shit to your home address. I feel like that's a mistake here. I feel like if you're gonna do it, you do it right. You find a candy that looks like Sour Patch Kids. You get a 2-pound bag of Sour Patch Kids. You mix half and half. Then you go into I'm saying this like I've done this. I haven't done this, to be clear. I want to be clear. I have not done this. It's not a tutorial either. I do not recommend you do this. But if you were to do this, I think it's how you would do it. I actually have had friends that have smuggled weed into Japan. I'm not going to name who because it is illegal. It is very illegal. You should not do this. There's very low value in doing this. But when I say smuggled, they accidentally left weed in a backpack and they got away with it. Lucky to have gotten away with it. You guys are not going to guess the person. There's no point in trying to guess. You are not going to guess the person. But I was like, because I thought this title was like a little bit of an exaggeration, right? My theory is like, you're not actually going to face the death penalty. Drugs are quite illegal, but ultimately this is weed and it's not enough to consider this person like a big distributor of drugs. Then I looked and they killed 4 people for drug crimes in the last 10 years. And apparently there's like 100 other people on death row. So Yeah, you know, it's not great. It's not great odds. I was wondering why they were so strict. And it turns out, I guess there's some logic here. A lot of different like cartels and dealers used to use Indonesia, if you imagine over like hundreds of years, as like the main port to ship out drugs and ship in drugs in and out of Asia. They were just using that shit. And then to crack down on it, they went fucking full force. Drugs are illegal, death penalty if you do it. So I think it's more of a scare tactic or measure to make examples out of people. I don't agree with it. I think death penalty for 132 edibles would be insanely crazy to do. Yeah, an overreaction for sure. But if it's not your country and you go into the country, you do just have to respect the laws. That is how that works. I agree that it's unproportional, but you kind of just have to follow the rules. You like weed too damn much if you're there for a limited amount of time and then it's not that cool. That's way too deep of a love. I love how I'm the one here saying, yeah, you got to respect the law of a country you go to. As I just went to Japan, broke probably 50 laws. There's like 400 gigabytes of footage of me just breaking different laws in Japan. I'm sitting here like, yeah, you got to follow the rules, guys. It's just the law. While I'm drunk driving my motorcycle at 10 a.m., running every red light. You know, it's different. It's different in Japan because I'm Nihongo para. I'm allowed to do that stuff. Do not state the laws that you broke. Only 2 of them are real. One of them was fake. And it's all alleged. Don't arrest me, please.